Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Secrets of a Witch podcast with me, Sabrina Scott, and currently on my lap is Awaz. So you may or may not hear her purring or meowing as this episode continues. So what is up, friends? On the Secrets of a Witch podcast, I talk a lot about magic, spirituality, tarot, what else? Love, life, healing, and everything in between. And I know I've been talking a lot about my Magic Without Bullshit course lately, but the reason for that is because I actually fucking believe in it. Like, crazy concept, right? I actually fucking believe in it. And I do feel that it is the answer to a lot of people's problems with their magical practice. Like, I've seen so many people clueless, flailing around for years, literally years. And then when they take my course, it's like, oh, okay, everything kind of fits together. And all of a sudden, they can fucking practice witchcraft and magic in a way that makes fucking sense to them. Right? And it's been so beautiful to see as a creator, because obviously 4 years ago when I put this out, I wasn't too sure how people would receive it, right? So obviously, I've got confidence in my skill as a witch. I've been doing this for more than 20 years. I was raised in something called spiritualism, which means I was doing energy work as young as like 8 years old and going to seances and seeing people get possessed as like young as that. So I've been in this spiritual space for a really fucking long time. And so I just decided to make that into a course, right? And it's been so cool to see the transformations that have happened in folks when they actually go through the course and when they do the lessons, when they watch every single video, when they do every single worksheet, right? It's been so cool to just observe that and see the massive growth and massive success magically in my students. And so that is why I keep harping on about this, because it actually is a fucking amazing course. Like, literally, if you find a better witchcraft course on the internet, I will eat my shoe. You can choose which one I eat. Like, it's because you're not going to have to, because it doesn't exist. And one thing I keep hearing from folks is that they're shocked by how much information is jam-packed into this course. They're shocked that there's literally 188 incredibly in-depth pages of worksheets. Most magic courses on the internet, it's like one tiny worksheet that like is kind of fucking boring and doesn't really teach you anything and doesn't really invite you to think that hard. And the way that I do things is really fucking different, obviously, because I've been doing this forever and I want to create something, and I have, thank God, that you guys get value out of and that actually moves the needle for you. That is why I created this. I didn't need this course because I already know all this shit, but I've seen so much confusion and overwhelm in the community that I was like, okay, it is time. It is time for me to just do something about that and create the solution to a lot of people's like lack of clarity in their practice. And so over the years of being in multiple different types of magical and spiritual spaces, obviously I've encountered lots of different types of people. And over the years, I've learned there are some people who will get a lot out of what I'm doing and others who just are not the right fit for Magic Without Bullshit. So if you're listening to this podcast, probably you are aligned with me and what I do. Like, I would be willing to bet you are. But just to kind of give some additional clarity to that, I just have got a list of things. And if you are looking for any of these things, Magic Without Bullshit is not for you. So I just want to like lay it out there. Maybe you shouldn't take my course. I don't fucking know, because I don't think everyone needs to take it. I think, is it the best witchcraft course out there for a non-denominational Western style of magic? 100 million percent absolutely. That being said, there are some things that might make this course not a fit for you. So let's go over it so that no one ends up miserable. Because obviously if you take the course and you're like, oh, you're not teaching me Wicca, I'm miserable. Like, clearly that result does not serve me. I don't want you to be miserable, because that will make me miserable and it will just like make me grumpy. And we don't need that. No one needs to be grumpy. I don't want you to be grumpy. I don't want to be grumpy. Okay, so here's a list. So Magic Without Bullshit is definitely a not for you if you want to learn Wicca. I do not teach Wicca. Magic Without Bullshit does include some videos about the influence of Wicca and why Wicca is important to understanding the shape that Western magic takes right now in this like post-Wicca age. So I talk about the contributions of Wicca and like the way that it's relevant. But that being said, like if you want to learn Wicca, this course is not the way to do that. You're going to want to go join a coven that is a Wiccan coven if you want to learn Wicca, because that is not what I do. Magic Without Bullshit is not for you if you want to learn chaos magic. I have taught a little bit about this in the group coaching components of previous cohorts. So I've introduced that to many students that have now run with it, which is really cool. So I'm totally happy to teach about that in the group coaching component. But in the actual course itself, I don't get into it just because I think it's not really relevant for most people practicing. That being said, if you do sign up for the group coaching component and that is an interest of yours, I'm happy to get into it. Again, that being said, it is not a course that is about chaos magic per se. Magic Without Bullshit is not for you if you want to learn hoodoo, conjure, or an African diasporic religion or African traditional religion. Those are usually abbreviated as ADR or ATR, and that usually encapsulates things like Lukumi, otherwise known as Santeria, Ifa, Palo, what else? Like stuff like that. Kiambanda, like stuff like that is not going to be what I'm going to be teaching. All that stuff is really fucking cool. I find it super interesting. Really, really interesting ways of practicing. But that is not what I get into whatsoever in this course. So if you're looking for that, this is not for you. If you're looking for an initiation-based magical learning experience, obviously Magic Without Bullshit does not offer that. That is not what I'm trying to do. There's a lot of other people already doing that, so just like go do that elsewhere. And if you want an intensive course on herbalism, Reiki, crystals, or astrology, Magic Without Bullshit is not for you, because that is not what the course is about. The course is specifically about magic, witchcraft, belief, energy work. Obviously, you're going to be able to incorporate all of that I teach into any additional training that you already have or will do one day on herbalism, Reiki, crystals, astrology, etc. But that is just like not the point of the course. Can't fit everything into it. And to be honest, I'm not an herbalist. I'm not a Reiki master. I'm not a crystal enthusiast. I'm not an astrologer. So that is not what I'm teaching. Does some of that stuff make its way into the course? Sure, not Reiki. But the other stuff, yeah, a little bit. But that is not what the course is about. So that's a thing. Magic Without Bullshit is not for you if you don't like online learning or learning from videos. This hopefully goes without saying, but maybe it doesn't. It is an online course, so hopefully you like online. Hopefully you like learning from video, whether that is watching the video or just listening to the audio as you do stuff around your house. The other thing is that the videos are closed captioned actually. So if you've got trouble like retaining information through just watching and listening, don't worry, I got you. It is all closed captioned. Magic Without Bullshit is not for you if you don't like being coached and taught. And this is a bit more relevant for folks who are in the group coaching component. Like obviously I'm going to call people on their fucking shit in the group coaching component. If you are doing stupid shit, I will tell you about it. So that is what you pay me for, right? But if you don't like that, then just take the self-study because, yeah, then you're not going to have to deal with me telling you that you're full of shit when you're being full of shit. So if you've got a problem with a teacher who is straight up, definitely don't take the group coaching because I am who I am and this is just kind of how I do things. So take the self-study if you are not into the straight up vibe for actually being worked with one-on-one. So what else? If you've got a hard time taking responsibility for your own results, and if you blame other people for the problems in your life, then I don't think that this course will help you. Like, unless you are ready to challenge those behaviors and patterns within your life. If you're not ready to challenge that about yourself, like if you want to keep like blaming your situation for your life on other people, then yeah. Like, you know what I mean? It's a series of behaviors that if you can't take responsibility for your own results, like if you can't be like, okay, yeah, I'm not getting results because I didn't actually watch the videos, like please, like save us all the trouble. So yes. So also, you're not a fit for Magic Without Bullshit. the group coaching component, if you're looking to instigate and participate in arguments on the internet, I just don't have any fucking time and space for that. Like, I would rather spend my time doing other things. So go do that somewhere else, far away from me, if you are an internet arguer, because like I just do not give a shit about that. You are not a fit for the Magic Without Bullshit group component, especially if you're impatient and you don't have compassion for the real life humans you work with. Like, obviously I'm running a business, yes, but I'm also a fucking human being with like stuff going on sometimes, right? And so that is a thing, right? So like, you have to be able to respect other people if you're going to be in the group component. And also, if you believe in QAnon, probably Magic Without Bullshit is not a fit for you, just because ontologically we're probably going to be on very, very different pages. So like, let's just save everyone the drama. Like, you can go find a magic teacher who does believe in QAnon, because like I cannot fuck with that shit. So that's how I feel. And so anyway, the flip side of the coin is, how do you know if Magic Without Bullshit is a good fit for you, and how do you know if you're ready for it, right? So you're absolutely ready for Magic Without Bullshit if you are passionate about learning magic. That one kind of goes without saying. If you're interested, right? If you're curious, inquisitive, and if you love asking questions, like that's absolutely the type of folks I like to see in the group coaching component, especially. If you're coachable and open to feedback, especially. Obviously, you'll still get a lot out of the self-study if you are curious and inquisitive, because you'll be so self-directed, which I think is so crucial for success in the course. Because I'm not your mom. I'm not going to be emailing everyone like every day being like, did you do the course? Did you do the course? Did you do the course? Did you make time to study? Did you do the lessons? Did you fill out the worksheets? Like, that is not my fucking responsibility. Like, I do not have children for a reason. And I sure as hell am not going to treat my students like y'all are my kids. Y'all are adults. You can figure it out. Like, manage yourselves. That's kind of how I feel. And so on that note, like, you are ready for Magic Without Bullshit if you take responsibility for yourself, your life, your behavior, your actions, and your results. Okay? So important. If you are okay with leaning into your power, right? If you want to learn magic that connects you to your intuition and your personal power, you are absolutely ready for Magic Without Bullshit. And Magic Without Bullshit is a good fit for you if you can relate to that, right? You are absolutely a good fit for Magic Without Bullshit if you're into learning non-denominational technique and mechanics-based witchcraft based in a Western lineage of thought, because that is what I do. That is what I teach. That is what I practice. That is what I do. You're absolutely ready for Magic Without Bullshit if you are self-motivated to learn. This is so important. You are ready for Magic Without Bullshit if you feel the journey is a huge part of the destination. And you are ready for Magic Without Bullshit if you are ready finally to cut through all the noise about magic, right? There's like so much bullshit online, which is why this course is called Magic Without Bullshit, right? And you are 100% ready for this course if you've tried to learn magic for years and never quite passed the beginner level. This is like the most common thing I see in witchcraft communities, even among leaders in the magic communities. And that's what I find especially interesting, is that there's so many people who, you know, have been in this community practicing as like, you know, an occupying space as a leader or whatever, and they clearly don't really know what they're doing. And so that's really, really interesting to me. And so if you are one of those people, whether you position yourself as a leader or whether you want to be a leader or whether you just have identified as a witch for a really long time and you still do feel like you're never past the 101 level, Magic Without Bullshit is 100% for you. On the other hand, if you are a total newbie, like you just learned about witchcraft yesterday, and you do want to deep dive right into witchcraft and taking your magic seriously, Magic Without Bullshit is 100% for you as well. And then the last one that I'm going to list out, obviously I could go on forever, but if you're into magic that is thoughtful, critical, curious, intuitive, well-informed, and thorough, then you are ready for Magic Without Bullshit. It's huge, right? And so I need to ask you guys, which list did you resonate with more? The first list or the second list? And so if it was the second list, I do invite you to join Magic Without Bullshit. I invite you to connect to yourself. I invite you to connect to your world. I invite you to connect with your magic. I invite you to connect with your power. So whether you've been interested in magic and witchcraft for decades or for 2 months, this course is for you. If you want to dive deep into real, effective, and relational magic and witchcraft in a way that cuts through all the fog and nonsense, which you do sometimes see with like Wiccan dogmatism, ciscentrism, queerphobia, ignorance of disability, etc., etc. And if you're interested in diving into a magic that connects you to your own power and grounds you in that. So you can learn magic now, my friend. You can deepen your relationships, root down into connectedness. You can learn to listen more closely to yourself and the beings around you. You've got a choice right now. You've got a choice today. You can keep trying to figure out all this magic stuff on your own by yourself and sloppily hodgepodge together something that doesn't really work and doesn't really feel quite right. You know what you've already been doing. How's that been working for you? Or you can commit to learning magic without bullshit and learn from the bazillion books that I've read and tons of mistakes and trials and errors I've made in more than 20 years of practicing magic so that you don't have to make those mistakes yourself. So I just invite you to think about where you want to be 6 months from now. Where do you want to be 1 year from now? Where do you want to be 4 years from now? Right? I've been teaching magic without bullshit for 4 fucking years. It's crazy. Do you want to stay where you are right now, or do you want to level up? Do you want to feel more connected to yourself, your magic, and your power? Do you want to feel less overwhelmed by the internet noise on magic? Do you want to have actual, strong, in-depth magical skills so that you're grounded, so that you get shit done, and you know how to actively work with magic to support you? Rather than be confused and just go into a Google hole when you want to do something and then do nothing? Are you ready to finally learn magic and take it and yourself seriously? Are you ready to stop making excuses? For realsies. If you're ready to completely transform yourself and your life, my Magic Without Bullshit online course and optional group coaching program is perfect for you. Whether you're a brand new student or whether you're a legacy student who is doing the group coaching top-up, I am ready for you. I invite you to let magic transform you today. Today. No more procrastination, no more waiting, no more excuses. Let's get into it. Let's do it. Let's dive in. So if you're ready to dive into Magic Without Bullshit, the website is magicwithoutbullshit.com. magicwithoutbullshit.com. If you've got any questions at all, special, unique payment plans, I've already set up tons of special payment plans for folks. CEO@sabrinamscott.com. I am more than happy to hold your hand and help you. If you have any questions, email me. I do not bite. I know I seem intense sometimes, but I'm actually really nice, I swear. Okay, friends, talk to you soon. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you inside of Magic Without Bullshit. Talk soon. Bye.